Good evening. Today is Thursday, December 19th, 2024. The time is 7 o'clock p.m., and we will call this regularly scheduled council meeting to order. Our invocation tonight will be given by Dixie Roberts, the American Pledge led by Councilman Glenn Starkey, and the Texas Pledge by Councilmember Richard Garavay. Please rise.
Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this day. I thank you for this season that represents your birth. I pray that you will be with us this evening as our members of council make decisions on behalf of the great city of Alvin. I pray for each and every first responder that represents and works for our city. Please bless them and keep them, and may your face shine upon them. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Excuse me. All right, next we have our presentation for Finance and Utility Building with their annual departmental presentation. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, everyone here. I'll hurry up and get out of the way so we can present and honor the real heroes tonight. Besides, Chief told me after 3 minutes I get shot, so we're making a run. We're going to do the Finance and Utility Building Department. First of all, we're going to start with this. Being a finance director is easy, okay? It's like riding a bike. Okay, it's like riding 23 bikes, really, all at the same time. And the bikes are on fire. Did I mention the bear? Most of the things that we deal with are numbers, stats, things like that, so I always try to open things up with a joke because I know people will fall asleep if I don't. We do that for our Citizens Academy as well. Last place I worked, I got 2 hours, so I had to have like 5 or 6 jokes ready. So we'll start off with the finance department. Our mission is to develop, implement, and maintain sound financial accounting policies and procedures. We do a lot more stuff. I'll let you read it if you'd like. Basically, we account for every dollar that comes in and goes out of the city and make sure that our tax dollars are being used wisely and well, and make sure there's no fraudulent behavior, no corruption, nothing that goes without our notice. If we can help it. The thieves are really smart. Otherwise, they would be doing something else. But we try to catch them, and we have things set up in controls so that we do catch most of the things that are looking a little odd and make sure that they're right before they go out. Who are we? This is kind of a ever-changing topic in the finance department. You're going to see a contrast of departments here tonight. Ours has been a little bit of a rotating door. We're finally getting kind of settled in now. I'm the finance director. So Kang Tu came back to us from Iowa Colony. Daryl Hunting is an accountant as well, and our accounts payable technician who is got the tenure upstairs has been here the longest, Esther Garay. We do have one open spot right now. We're still functioning with just 4 out of the 5 people that we have, and we're doing okay with it. We would like to get one more person in, but we need to get a few things settled in before we do that. What do? I could have put like 27 slides on here, but for the sake of time, we're going to keep it at 2. We are an internal customer support division, which means that our customers are generally the people that work in City Hall. We do deal with vendors because we are AP as well, but for the most part, we're not dealing with the citizens. As I said, we have contrasting departments. Our utility department deals solely with citizens. We, on the other hand, do not for the most part. We prepare budgets, bring those to you. We are fully transparent with everything that we do, so you've seen most of this stuff before. Maintain compliance with all city, state, federal laws pertaining to finance, ever-changing state laws that deal with finance, all the fun stuff that goes with that. We coordinate the audits mid-year, end of year, give them all the information they need. They put together the documents and can give us a report that we submit for an award. We make sure all the documents that we give them are solid in foundation, and they in turn give us a report that's solid in foundation, and we win the awards 43 years in a row, I think. We also administer the credit card purchasing program. Most of our directors and some of the lead staff in the departments have these credit cards. I believe you all have one as well, although I don't think any of you ever use them. We actually monitor and maintain all that through Wells Fargo on their online site to make sure that all the cards that are active are being used, and for employees that are still with us. As soon as people are terminated, we terminate their cards to make sure that nothing gets spent incorrectly. Maintain our capital asset records. That's twofold. One, we want to make sure we have what we have. Secondly, we do insurance for all these assets as well. So we want to make sure our lists are good. We coordinate with human resources to do payroll. They enter all the things and we run the payrolls for every 2 weeks. We do the investment of the city-held funds, PFI investor. I'm able to do all that stuff. We keep it very basic, very simple, so that we don't put our money at risk. And we issue payments on prior debts, and we work with our finance liaison, I guess, and our council whenever we need new debt for projects that are done through usually Public Works. Obviously, at the end, accounts payable. All of our vendors like to get paid, and we like to keep doing that. Just some of the numbers so that you know, we're not going to get into the weeds too much, but when you see all those zeros, I hope you know that we're doing a lot of good work. Regular checks, $1,500 for over $6 million. The general fund this year, our revenues are going to be $24,282,000, and utilities revenues are going to be $16.6 million. Oh. And what do we accomplish? What do we get out of all this stuff? Well, we get our awards, as I told you. One is for the budget, one is for our financial audits, and the third thing that we accomplished last year that we didn't really brag about but is very helpful, we set up so that everybody could get their 1095s and their W-2s online. We're going to keep rolling this out again this year. It was successful, although some people didn't know what it was. You go out, you sign up, they'll send you an email with your W-2, a 1095. You don't have to worry about us or the mail losing it somewhere along the way. And as I said, be on the lookout for that because we're going to roll that back out again this year. It was very, very helpful for us. We didn't have to print them all out and go down to the post office. So we'll switch gears to the utility billing department. Their mission is pretty easy. They strive to provide the highest level of customer support to past, current, and future water, sewer, and garbage holders within the city of Alvin. As I said, they are involved externally. They are dealing with customers all day, every day. Who are they? We have our utility billing manager, Amy Sanchez. She's actually here tonight with me. She did not want to speak. She said, I can handle this.
I'm already getting nervous.
She has utility billing specialist Sarah Browder, 2 utility billing clerks, Shavana Debasine and Kristen Ruiz, and 2 meter technicians, Daniel Gutierrez and Rogelio, who likes to be called Troy Mendoza. What do? They do meter reads for all 8,600 plus water accounts. They do 12 billing cycles a year. They set up new accounts. They set up residents whenever they're moving inside the city. They do meter rereads, connections, disconnections, and installs, and they are the liaison for our third-party vendor who does the solid waste. Some of their numbers, they have about 550 new customers last year. The big one there is the online credit debit payments, 45,000. We're we're encouraging people to use online payments. It's easier for them, easier for us. They just do it online. They don't have to come in and wait for somebody to help them at the counter. As you can see, the in-person credit and debits are a lot smaller. A lot of those cash check payments are checks that we get in the mail. Once again, lessening the need for the customers to come into City Hall and take care of their business. Their water and sewer revenues over $7 million last year, and their rereads, I just wanted to put that in there, 538. That's a really low number. That means our meters are doing well and our people are doing well and we're billing correctly. What they accomplished last year, they upgraded to census analytics. What that does is it establishes a high consumption list and a continuous flow list so that they can call these customers and say, hey, something might be wrong, before they have to get their bill at the end of the month and say, I use 9 million gallons? Really? How did that happen? A lot of our customers, even some people in the Citizens Academy, said that has been very helpful. We've got a lot of people that have been told, hey, you got something wrong, you might want to investigate that before your water bill shows up, and they're very happy to hear that. We also added the text to pay, once again, just another way for people that they don't have to come in and pay on their bills. And we've also added a quarterly newsletter for consumer interactions. Done 2 of those, I believe, and results are very good. Amy's going to keep doing that for us. That's all I've got. Like I said, I tried to keep it quick. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, or snide remarks? We're glad to take any and all of those.
I'll give you a snide remark. Anybody else see this thing was 244 pages? What was this presentation for?
The whole packet.
The whole packet. It's not just me.
Oh.
I had help.
I thought that he was presentation. I got medicine brain, I'm sorry.
Hey,
I'm under the weather.
No, if I can put
golly.
244 pages in 5 minutes,
Excuse me. We'll pretend that didn't happen. Anybody else? No. All right. Thank you, Chris. Merry Christmas. Excuse me. Sorry. Next, we're going to have the recognition of the Alvin volunteer firefighters who assisted the Rocheron Volunteer Fire Department on October 22nd, 2024 in response to the collapse of a manufactured home. I believe Chief.
This is 10 of the 14 that were at the call in Rocheron. That Rocheron called us and requested assistance with heavy rescue for a manufactured home that collapsed. The family was trying to level the home after some flooding issues, and they were up underneath it, and the house shifted and collapsed on them, trapped 9 people. 3 of them unfortunately passed away. And this group here, along with the 4 that couldn't make it here tonight, spent 4 solid hours cutting through the floor of that house and through the structural members and digging, trying to get the victims, the ones that were alive still, out first, and then recovering the bodies afterwards. At one time I told them to come out and take a break, and they all respectfully declined, which I let that slide because of the situation. They were driven by compassion, just sheer adrenaline to work, and they came out of it at the end of the 4 hours and were pretty exhausted, right? Yeah, mentally and physically exhausted. This was a very unfortunate and tragic event, but never have I seen a group of Alvin firefighters perform with such diligence as these guys did, these guys and women did that night. Sorry, Denise. But they're the real heroes. Chief Glaves and I were there. We just were there in a support function. That's why this recognition is not for us. It's for these people, these 14 that are here, 10 of the 14 that are here, not him and I. We were standing back there with our hands in our pockets doing support functions and support roles for them. It was a concentrated effort between Alvin, Rocheron, Angleton, Danbury, Clute, the Missouri County Sheriff's Department, DPS, several EMS agencies, Alvin EMS, Angleton EMS, Danbury, Clute, Missouri County ESD, 3 EMS, and 4 life flight helicopters were on the ground, which is one of the medics, one of the life flight medics said that's, they don't know that that's ever been done before. So it was a large-scale event that made the news. Unfortunately, it's not the kind of news that we're hoping to draw, but it was. I was very proud of the Alvin Fire Department that night. We had the people that were here at the station that stood by and waited for us to get back from down there to cover any other calls, because these folks here were used up. So I'm very proud of this group. They worked extremely hard, carrying stuff in and out, tools, hand tools, power tools, all kinds of stuff that they could think of to free these people.
Thank you for your service. Well done. Powdered. Yes. Yes. Well done. Well done. Thank you. Well done. Good job. Well
Thank
done.
you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Howdy, sir. Good seeing you.
Thank you, Matt. I'm sure the family of those that were impacted we're extremely grateful, and I know we as a community owe a debt of gratitude to our volunteer fire department. Those are the ones that answer the call day and night, rain, shine. It doesn't matter. Birthday parties, holidays, hurricanes. Those are the ones that show up, folks, and so we thank you. Tip our hats to you. I don't believe we have any public comment this evening. So we'll move on to the consent agenda. Is there anything anybody would like to remove from the consent agenda?
No, sir.
Okay. Motion,
Mayor, move to approve a consent agenda.
please vote.
Motion passes unanimously. I'm having some technical difficulties, but I do have it here. Items approved on the consent agenda are the minutes from the December 5th City Council workshop, the December 5th City Council meeting. Item C, consider the cancellation of City Council meeting for January 2nd, 2025. Item D, Resolution 24R37, ratifying the city manager's appointment of Jeffrey Foley for the City of Alvin Civil Service Commission Place 1 for a 3-year term to expire December 31st, 2027, and setting forth other provisions related thereto. Sorry. Item E, consider approving the lease agreements with Enterprise Fleet Management for 16 lease vehicles for an amount not to exceed $133,111.92 from the FY25 budget, and authorize the city manager to sign the lease agreements upon legal review. Mayor?
Thank you, Dixie. Moving on, item A, consider resolution 24R38 of the City Council of the City of Alvin, Texas, accepting the donation of $10,000 from the Hand in Hand Child Development Center to the Alvin Animal Adoption Center and providing for other matters related thereto. Chief Lee? Autumn? When did she sneak? Awesome.
Center was established over 50 years ago as a nonprofit organization to provide free care to the children of Alvin. In June 2024, after struggling to recover from the pandemic years, they shut their doors as they were unable to sustain a program at the level of quality board of directors, of which Tawana Lee has been the vice president for 10 years, voted to equally divide the remaining assets of the center among the board of directors and allow them to donate their portion to charities or other nonprofits in the Alvin area. Mrs. Lee chose the Alvin Animal Adoption Center as the recipient of the $10,000 she was allotted to donate. Staff recommends approval of Resolution 24-R-38, accepting a $10,000 donation to the Alvin Animal Adoption Center from Hand in Hand Child Development Center. And I really appreciate it. So please,
You know, it's a shame what happened there at Hand in Hand. The recovery there and the pandemic impacted so many, but thank you for your generosity for thinking of the Alvin Animal Shelter. I know that's probably a great shot in the arm, isn't it, Autumn? That's,
No, I know that it was a wonderful group,
Yeah.
and, I am sad that, that it's no longer going to be.
This is a great,
We really appreciate it. We truly appreciate it.
24-R38 of the City Council of the City of Alvin, Texas, accepting the donation of $10,000 from the Hand in Hand Child Development Center to the Alvin Animal Adoption Center and providing for other matters related thereto.
please vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Thank you. Great job, Autumn. Really. Great job. Next, item B, we're going to consider ordinance 24II, amending chapter 24, traffic of the Code of Ordinances, City of Alvin, Texas, for the purpose of amending and altering the prima facie speed limit established for vehicles under the provisions of Section 545.356 of the Texas Transportation Code upon the basis of a Texas Department of Transportation Engineering and Traffic investigation upon certain streets and highways or parts thereof within the corporate city limits of the City of Alvin as set out in this ordinance, providing for a penalty, providing for a repealer clause and severability clause, providing for publication and effective date, and setting forth other provisions related thereto. Hello, Michelle.
What you have before you tonight is the results of a speed study that was done by TxDOT. They do these routinely on their different roadways. And this one is concerning the frontage roads along 288 at the 1462 intersection. They did their speed study. Current speeds are posted at 65 on the frontage, and they're lowering the speed limit a little bit. For both the east and west frontage road, everything, frontage roads north of 1462, they'll be reduced to 50. And then for the frontage road on the west side of the intersection of 1462, it'll go to 45. For the one on the east side, it'll go to 50. So in order for these to be enforceable, since this intersection is within the city limits, we have to incorporate it into our traffic ordinance, which is chapter 24 of the code. So this is adding it to that list of different speed limits. And we've had to do this several times in the past, different roadways, as they adjust their speeds.
Just out of curiosity, if council decides not to approve this ordinance, what's the move? I mean, it's text.
They could refuse to enforce it,
Is that what it is? I'm just curious.
or we could send a letter if we had reason or comment, and they would accept. Oh, sorry.
Is there a motion? I'm sorry, any other questions? If not, we'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, move to approve ordinance 24-11, amending chapter 24, traffic of the Code of Ordinances, City of Alvin, Texas, for the purpose of amending and altering the prima facie speed limit established for vehicles under the provisions of 545.356 of the Texas Transportation Code upon the basis of a Texas Department of Transportation Engineering and Traffic investigation upon certain streets and highways or parts thereof within the corporate city limits of the City of Alvin, as set out in this ordinance, providing for a penalty, providing for a repeater clause and severability clause, providing for publication and effective date, and setting forth other provisions related thereto.
Second.
Please vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Item C, consider Resolution 24R39 by the City Council of the City of Alvin, Texas, revising the city's athletic facilities policy for the use of the city's parks and recreational facilities, updating the Alvin Sport Association list as set forth in Exhibit A, establishing an effective date, and setting forth other related matters thereto. Hey, Dan.
All right, hi, Mayor, Council. Tonight, for your consideration, we're recommending to add the Diamond of Hope nonprofit organization. Circumstances, they did not have their proof of nonprofit status by the time of the application was the deadline for that application. By September 15th, they received it after that and submitted it to the city. We took that to Park Board for consideration. I should say they requested to be recognized as an Alvin Sport Association, and that's what the application process is for. We took that before Park Board to discuss that. Park Board recommended that they be considered to be added to recognized as an Alvin Sport Association, and it is before you tonight to consider adding them as a recognized Alvin Sport Association. A lot of words. Yes, sir. Diamond of Hope, and I believe that they're also blue, AKA, or also known as Blue Chips.
With
And
Josh
we have
Jones?
Josh Jones, yes, and he is here tonight. How you doing? Jones is right there.
Jones, you don't remember me, but we played against y'all. I went to Lamar. I was a bad boy. That was a bad, but y'all never beat us. No. I don't know. Baseball. Richard Garavay. Yeah. He was the only thing Westbury had, so.
He said that's true.
Hey, he was the youngest. Weren't you the youngest player to get signed out of Westbury? It was, yeah. I remember that. The Angels, right? Yes, sir. Oh, wow. I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
I'm sorry, do we need to take a break? You wanna get
Yeah,
your
yeah, I
autograph?
want to give him a hug. I get a bromance moment here.
I mean, come on, man. He's over here. When Richard's done fanboying, can I get a motion?
Hey, calm down, sir. Calm down. Show me some
We're
respect.
asking you to calm down, sir.
Resolution 24R39 by the City Council to the City of Alvin, Texas, revising the city's athletic facilities policy for the use of the city's parks and recreational facilities, updating the Alvin Sport Association list as set forth in Exhibit A, establishing an effective date, and setting further other related matters thereto.
Second.
Please vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay,
All
thank you
right.
very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, item D, consider Resolution 24R40 by the City Council of the City of Alvin, Texas, amending the City of Alvin's Personnel Policy Manual to include the addition of Veterans Day as an official city holiday, detailed holiday pay terms for shift workers, and adjustment to the mental health leave policy from a fiscal year-based system to a rolling 12-month period, and the inclusion of a payback clause in the paid parental leave section, and providing for other matters related thereto. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Yes, exactly what you just said. We do want to include these 4 things, some things that we wanted to amend in the policy just for clearer terms. First being, as you mentioned, the Veterans Day as requested by Councilman Garvey. And then next, our shift workers who work on the national holidays. We've wanted to include some more detailed terms for their holiday pay because there's been some confusion on where the city observes the holidays and then when they actually work. Sometimes they have night shift and things like that. And then from our recent addition, the mental health leave policy, moving it from the fiscal period to be in a rolling 12-month period. And then finally, the parental leave policy. We want to include a payback clause in the case that someone decides to resign right after receiving that city benefit. And so staff considers approval of Resolution 24R40.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep.
Are there any questions? Entertain a motion?
Mayor, move to approve Resolution 24R40 by the City Council of the City of Alvin, Texas, amending the City of Alvin's Personnel Policy Manual to include the addition of Veterans Day as an unofficial city holiday, detailed holiday pay terms for shift workers, an adjustment to the mental health leave policy for fiscal year-based system to a rolling 12-month period, and the inclusion of a payback clause in this paid parental leave section, and providing for other matters related thereto.
Please vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Awesome. Thank you. Item E, consider appointment to Parks Board.
We made an appointment at the last meeting that we had some confusion on. Kim Dugas is not an actual, she's a registered voter, but not in the city of Alvin. She has a Pearland address. So we need to find another appointment to the Parks and Rec Board. You have Larry Davidson, Jerry Purserfield, and Sylvia Callahan, all whom were in attendance for the interview process. So I will leave that up to y'all.
Where's our cheat sheets?
They're in
They're
your
in that.
package.
Oh, are they? Okay.
I recommend Jerry Percival.
Okay. Is that a recommendation, or are you making a motion to appoint?
Okay, I make a motion to appoint
Okay,
Jerry Percival.
okay.
Second.
We have a second?
Don't we put, you don't have to say it.
Okay, so we've got a first and a second to appoint Jerry Pursfield to serve a 2-year term on the Alvin Parks and Rec Board. All in favor, please vote.
Motion passes unanimously.
Very good, thank you. Okay, item F, we're going to discuss appointments to the Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone 1, TERS 2 over on Kendall Lakes.
Mayor and council, staff and I made some phone calls today, and we actually came up with some board and commission applicants who did not get appointed and who said that they would serve on this board. So that is Larry Davison and Kirk Overby. And then also, we had a late applicant to serve on TERS 1 as Alejandra Turpin. Is that Alex?
Yeah,
Okay,
That's Alex.
okay. So if you were to appoint that, those 3 members, that would take care of all of our needed slots on that board.
okay, very good, well, good job. Good job getting those positions filled.
And so
So we'll entertain a motion then.
Okay, just repeat the names again.
So you're gonna have Larry Davison and Kurt Overby for TERS 2 and Alejandra Thurbin for TERS Board 1.
wait, TERS 1, those are all 3 for
Those are all
TERS
3
1.
TERS.
I'm
1.
sorry.
Alejandra Turpin, Larry Davison, and Kirk Overby.
So we're not.
That's for
okay,
TERS
That's
1.
for
So
TERS
we're just gonna do
1.
TERS, okay, then I guess we'll do TERS 1 first.
Yes.
And you make a motion, all right, to accept Larry Davison, Alejandra Turpin, and the-
Kurt Overby. Okay,
for the position TERS 1.
Second.
thank you, please vote.
Motion passes unanimously, and we'll bring this back in resolution form as well at the
Thank you.
next meeting.
Okay.
And then for Kendall Lakes 2, we still have 2 vacancies. My recommendation, you could point any member on TERS 1 to serve as well on TERS 2, because I only meet once a year typically, so, but that's up to council's discretion.
Can
I
we have
recommend-
Holland's permission to serve on
Yeah,
both?
that's what I was gonna say. You think he'd be willing to?
Oh, if they meet once a year, I think he'd be willing to do that, yes. don't
I
think that-
recommend Holland de Kaiser.
Got a motion, right?
Put Paul Horn on the other one, let him, I think he's itching to get back into the action.
Okay. So,
Whatever you
Make a
guys wanna
motion for those 2.
Make a motion for Holland de Kaiser and Paul Horn to serve on TERS 2.
Second.
I abstain.
Okay.
do. Push the button.
Yeah.
I've never done it.
Push the button.
It's the first time.
Motion passes with Councilmember DeKaiser abstaining.
Did you abstain last time?
Which,
Oh.
We just talked.
We didn't.
Oh, yeah,
we
that's
didn't
right,
vote,
yeah.
okay, item G, consider if any requests from individual council members to be placed on the next upcoming agenda. Richard, do you have anything?
No, sir.
Martin?
No, Mayor.
Chris? Kiko?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No? Glenn?
I just want to remind the chief that in January, we should be having a mental health presentation. Got it. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay, reports from the city manager.
Yes, Mayor and Council, all non-emergency city offices will be closed December 25th and 26th for the Christmas holiday and January 1st and 2nd for New Year's. Garbage collection will run as normal on both holidays, Christmas and New Year's week, no change in schedule. On January the 2nd, from 3 to 5 p.m. At the Alvin Depot, Keep Alvin Beautiful will be honoring the services of longtime board members Alice Sloan, Neville Urick, and Martha Craner. And lastly, the first day to file for a city council position in the May 3rd, 2025 election is Wednesday, January 15th, and continues through Valentine's Day, February 14th at 5 p.m. More information can be found on the website or just stop by the city secretary's office. And we want to wish everybody Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you. All right, items of community interest. Councilman Starkey?
Yes, as many of you may or may not know, Judge Pennell recently passed away. He was a former state trooper, he was a councilman, and he was our city's associate judge. He just passed away. His visitation will be Sunday, and the funeral service will be Monday morning at the Presbyterian Church. So keep his family in your prayers.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I just want to say, with the Christmas holidays coming up, just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and remind everyone to be safe on the road while you're traveling or whatnot, or enjoying Christmas festivities. But just want everybody to have a happy holiday.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas also.
Say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
There you go. Merry Christmas. Nothing, sir.
All right. Not even a Merry Christmas, huh?
Y'all take care of it. Y'all take care of it. Hit it 3 times.
You can say Feliz
All
Navidad.
right, well, with that, and this has been a great year. I know we've had our challenges, but I am just honored to serve next to each of you up here on this dais, and I thank you for doing what you do, volunteering your time. Staff, we have a phenomenal set of department heads, great staff, and I couldn't be happier with what the team that we have assembled here, and I know that 2025 is going to be a great year, so I'm looking forward to it with everyone. So with that, we are adjourned.